To be respectful of your time. If you're like me, you might want to get home and watch some NCAA basketball. Not really sure what school district schedules conferences on the first night of the NCAA basketball tournament, but here we are. And it's also a beautiful day, so hopefully you can get outside after this. Well, I think it's beautiful. I haven't been outside. But my name is Paula Shaw. I am the counselor for N through Z, and I am also in charge of College Credit Plus. I've been a counselor for over 20 years, worked with CCP since when it was, I don't know, dual enrollment, post-secondary, CCP, you know, whatever name they want to throw at it. This is my first year here, and I really enjoyed it. So, you know, thank you to the kids and parents and staff that have made it really easy transition for me. I am from South Carolina, so sometimes I mess up words. So if you don't understand something I say, just tell me. I don't want to, like I said, I want to go as quickly as we can because it's not the most exciting information in the whole wide world. But if you have questions, please say stop, you're going too fast or something like that, okay? Kids have been in these sessions, went to the middle school and did a session. We had 3 sessions here at the high school. The good news is this meeting is not mandatory every year. So this is the only time you're going to have to sit in it. Now, the only reason this year that we have said that you need to come is because there is some new legislation, and I want, always, they can't keep anything the same, just like with the state graduation requirements, they can't keep that the same. With this, they can't keep it the same. And it's the mature content letter, and I will get into that, okay? We just want to make sure that you understand that piece of information, okay? So I'm just going to go through a checklist, and this checklist is what on the PowerPoint, so we don't have to go over every slide. So the first thing, has your student turned in their letter of intent? This has to be in by April 1st, okay? Most students have gotten this as we have scheduled with them individually, so we gave them this. It is what they're planning to take next year here on campus. If you're going to take something off campus, we just write it in. So we can get that in there also. And then the other side, this just says, yes, I intend to participate in the College Credit Plus program. If your student changes their mind and no longer wants to participate, that's fine. This is not saying you are going to participate. This just is an intent. All right? Then you have to attend a counseling session. After this year, that will go away. You don't have to attend another one. Okay? And let's see. Even though you don't have to attend a meeting every year, you do have to turn in the myriads of paperwork that go with College Credit Plus, okay? So this is the information that you have attended or that you want in the future that you understand the College Credit Plus program and what all it entails, okay? Let's see. The third one is the same, so sorry about that. Now the mature content letter, I don't know if I brought that down. But I think it's in this packet. Yeah, it is in this packet, okay? Thank you. So what that states, and that is new this year. It started this semester, all right? So it is new this year. And what it states is that you understand that your child, student, teenager, is taking a College Credit Plus class that can have mature content information in it. All right? So this all came about, and it's really kind of funny, I guess, but a student, a younger student, because this is open for grades 7 through 12, right? A younger student was taking a class on campus for an Intro to Art class. And in that class, they had to draw from a nude model. So, you know, as a little kid, parents got upset, which you should, right? But it is a college class, so you're going to see and hear things that might be mature in content. And this is just acknowledging that you understand that, okay? There was another incident just recently where the content that was used in an English class, it had some racy type stuff in it. The parents were upset because their child was being exposed to that. They didn't want that. However, we don't control the content of what's in a college class. There's a certain curriculum that has to be followed. So you're just saying that, yeah, I know that some stuff could come about, right? Apply to Clark State. If a student is already in CCP courses, they do not have to reapply, just new students to the College Credit Plus program. I think it's next week on Wednesday. I'll send a note out to kids though, but I think it's next week that I'm going to meet with high school students, and if they have not applied, we will sit together and apply, okay? And then there's an orientation, but I'm working with Clark State to get the orientation back here, you know, since we can really not be so COVID restricted anymore, but they're thinking about coming here for that. So you apply, and then after you apply, you have to take placement tests. We just got the new requirements for the courses. So if your student is currently in CCP, I will be looking at their scores from the past and seeing if they need to retest in any subject. And if that is the case, we will test here. We've got like 3 or 4 dates that we're going to test here at the high school. One day I'm going over to the middle school to test. Okay. Do you have any questions about any of that so far? Okay. One thing that as myself and the other counselors were talking to kids about, was a lot of kids were wanting to earn their associates while they're here, which, you know, we're really lucky at Bell Fountain because you can absolutely earn your associate's degree while you're a student here at Bell Fountain High School. I've not been at a school that offers this much, and so, you know, it's a really great opportunity. So what we've worked with Clark State. On one side is the Associate of Arts, the qualifications that you need for that. The other page is the Associate of Science. And then, I don't know, it's just easier for me, so I just kind of put it in a little chart, and it tells you what classes we have here and what classes that you might have to go. So for example, we don't have a communications class here. You have to take communications for your associates. So you can go to campus or you can take it online, okay? So, you know, if that is something that you and your student wish to do to earn an associate's, you really need to talk to their counselor. And then Clark State also wants to meet with you because, yeah, I can look at that and I can say, yes, you need this, 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 and this. But Clark State is issuing the degree, so we want their blessing on what you're taking, right? So we don't want to mess anything up with that. So what we will do is we'll help you schedule a meeting with a CCP advisor at Clark State, and then they'll go through it with you, and then they'll give you an audit sheet type thing. But they'll help you plan out what you need to take here, what you might have to take there, what you might have to take in the summer. Okay, so it's a really unique opportunity if that is something that you're interested in. CCP courses are guaranteed to transfer to any 4-year public institution in Ohio. All right? It's not guaranteed out of state. I sat with a student the other day. She was looking at Coastal Carolina, which is at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And none of the courses transferred. Okay? So we can look at that. We can go through transferology. We can you know, sit down, look at the college website and see if that's something. Private schools normally do take it. I know Ohio Northern does take pretty much everything from Clark State, but private schools do not have to, okay? So that's something you want to think about as you're looking at CCP, okay? So we'll just quickly go, I think that's all the forms. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. All right, so we did talk about this. A CCP class will also count on your high school transcript. It counts on your college transcript and your high school transcript. All right? So you know, if you haven't done CCP before, you want to make sure that you're ready to take those college level classes because it's going to stay with you, right? So it will count 3-hour or more college credit hours counts as one high school class. So if a kid takes psychology online through Clark State, you're going to get one high school credit with us. Okay. Another very important aspect of this is that we use a weighted grading system, an add-on weighted system for AP and CCP courses. So however, if AP courses are weighted, CCP courses are weighted the same. So if you're interested in that GPA boost or something like that, you know, that would help that. And you can take courses over the summer. So I'm enrolling kids in classes now for the summer. So that is a possibility. We talked about all that, so we can skip that. Qualifications. They did just come out with some new qualifications, and I did not update this, but you have to have a 3.0 GPA, but you can also have a 2.75 in the courses that you want to take at the college level. Okay, so basically it's a 3.0 GPA, all right? There is also a permission slip that you will have to sign that is part of the CCP application, all right? There's also a questionnaire. I am pretty sure that that questionnaire deals with the mature content letter. So you're going to be hit in the face a lot with that you understand that it's mature content at the CCP level. Let's see. They do have the new scoring system, and I'll get with your student about whether they need to test, and I have a spelling I forgot to fix, so I apologize for that. But as your student takes their test, we'll be in here. The 3 counselors will be here. They'll come show us their grade, their score, and then we'll go over with them that yes, you qualify for this class, or no, you don't. And then in a certain amount of time, you can retest the AccuPlacer if that's something that you want to do. All right. Let's see. So, you know, whenever students are registering for classes through CCP, they usually go through us. Because we are in charge of your graduation credits, right? So we want to make sure that you're taking classes that count for college and for your graduation credits. So we don't want to mess that up. Also, another, and this is probably later, but another very important thing for athletes, right? You have to be eligible, okay? So we have to make sure that you are taking the right number of courses through high school and CCP, five Carnegie units, in order to be eligible. So we don't want you to drop a class. I mean, you could email CCP. You could say, hey, I want to drop this class. We don't encourage that. One of my first years as a school counselor, I had a student in a College Credit Plus class. He played soccer. We were actually pretty good in soccer that year. So he dropped a class. Well, it dropped him, and he wasn't eligible. He didn't have enough Carnegie units. So the soccer team had to forfeit all the games that he played in, okay, which were all of them. So you don't want to drop a class. You don't want to add a class. You don't want to do anything except talking to us and let us help you with that, okay? So what you can't take. So let's say you can't take like music lessons, right? You can't take private lessons. Anything with a high course fee. I had students at Sinclair, and they have a flight program. So the flight program was very expensive, but especially the flying time part of the course. So you cannot take anything with a high lab fee like that. Study abroad classes, PE. I'm not really sure why you can't take PE, but you can't take PE. Any pass-fail courses, or remedial or religious courses, okay, because it is a state program, so you can't do anything with religious courses. Now you can study like religions of the world or something like that, but a very specific religious course you cannot take. And any remedial course, that means like if you don't meet the testing score, then you can take developmental classes, they call them, but you can't do that through CCP. So this is pretty important. Students can be enrolled in up to 30 credits a year between CCP and us, okay, through their high school. We watch that, okay? So when you're signing up for courses, we're going to say, hey, this is going to put you over your 30 hours that you're allotted to take. Now, if you do take over the allotted 30 hours, you will be charged for them. But you're not charged the big fee that a college credit class would count, because like $300 something. You would be, I think, a 3-hour course would be $124 or something that you would have to pay for. So it's not terrible, right? So that's good. So I have had students this year that have opted to take over the 30 hours, and parents. We don't do that without parents' knowledge. So you can only have 30 hours. All together through your whole CCP experience, you can take 120 college hours, which is, you know, close to getting a bachelor's degree, right? Let's see. If you drop a course after the withdrawal date, and we give your students a calendar that tells the dates of before you can do anything, then you would have to pay for that, and it would be on your transcript as a W. All right? And also, if you were to fail a college level course, you have to pay for that. Okay? That doesn't happen very often. Let's see. You know, like I said, we're really lucky to have a lot of CCP here given by our own teachers that your kids know. And so, you know, if you were to go on campus to take a class, or you go online to take a class, right, then it's going to be a college level professor. Well, ours are too, because they're approved by the college. But you're not going to know them. The workload is going to be different maybe than what you have here, but I think our teachers really do try to mimic the workload and everything that is done in a off-site college class. All right, so you know you have more homework. You don't have as many grades in a typical college class. You know, it goes faster. You're expected to do more stuff on your own. You know, more independent work. So you know, just be ready for that. We talked about, you know, that we buy books, right? So you don't buy books, you don't do anything. I had a student, I have had several students graduate with their associate from previous schools, and they knocked 2 years off college. So it saved on tuition, saved on room and board, saved on books, you know, so there are some really good advantages to this program. We did talk about all of that. So there is something fairly new, that if your student's GPA falls below a 2.0 in college level classes, they get put on probation. Meaning you can only take, for the following semester, you can only take one CCP course, and it cannot be in the subject that pulled you down to under a 2.0. Okay, so that is probation. You take it and you do well, you can get off probation. Okay. Then if that continues, like after that semester, then you can be dismissed from the program. But as with everything, you can always appeal to the college, appeal to the high school, and see if we can put you back in the program. But this is a state requirement. It's not a Bellefontaine requirement. All right. So those are two big things to you know, take into consideration. We do have a student that is looking at going to Ohio Northern next year for CCP. The floor cost for CCP courses that Clark State charges us is 46 something a credit hour. All right. However, if you attend a private school, they charge the floor, which is 166 something a credit hour. All right. So if you do go to a private school, you would have to pay that difference. And I'm not math, but so you'd have to pay that difference between the 40 something and the 166. So you can do it. There will just be a cost to you for that. Okay. Okay. This is important. This will be on the application if your student needs to apply. There's option A and option B. Option A is self-pay. I'm going to pay for the college level classes. I don't want them paid for by the school. I'm going to pay for them. You can either earn college credit or high school credit. Okay? You can't earn both. Option B is what your student wants to choose when they apply, because that is where we pay. I can't imagine you would want them to click option A. But option B is where we pay. We get their books, we get everything for them, all right? And that, they say, is on the new application. So, this is the last bit of information. These are all the courses that we offer here at the high school. And if you look on the sheet, you know, with the associate's degrees, you'll see where most of these fit in. One thing that is missing this year is calculus. We have been doing Calc 1 and Calc 2 through CCP. What we have found is that typically kids that take the Calc 1 and Calc 2 are going into a STEM, science, math-related field. Well, colleges will not take, they'll take it as an elective, but they will not take it as your college calculus in those areas, okay? And that is the case because my kid he went down to Embry-Riddle. He took calc, and they were taking his other college credit classes, but they would not take his calc because they wanted him to take the engineering calculus that he was going to be taking, okay? So what we're offering next year, we're offering Calc AB and Calc BC, because if you get, you know, a passing score, you know, schools are different, but at least a 3, then it will transfer. It's a guaranteed transfer, where Calc 1 and 2 in a STEM, math, science related field would not have counted for your student, okay? But these are all the courses we offer. I don't think there's any changes to that. So that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, 20 minutes, I've beat my time. All right, y'all have a good night. Thank you.